Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Wired for Success podcast, where we talk about all things science, self development, and entrepreneurship that help you get to that next level of success in your life and business. And today I'm bringing you another inspiring interview episode. My wonderful guest today is author, speaker, and top relationship coach, Dr. Michelle Arhana. Michelle focuses on important topics like emotional intimacy, healing relationships, conflict resolution, and authenticity. And her work has been featured on CBS, Fox, NBC, as well as on traditional radio and podcasts. I'm excited to have her on my show, and I'm really looking forward to our conversation. Thank you, Michelle, for taking the time to be here with me today.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share your space.
Of course. I'd love to start by talking about your background and your entrepreneurial journey so that our listeners understand where you're coming from and what forces have shaped your life so far. So, how did you end up doing what you're doing today?
Well, wow, such a long story. So the first thing that I want to say is this. I've always had an entrepreneur mind. I was raised that way. My mom, my dad, their advice to me was, okay, you have to go to college. You have to get a degree. One parent was saying, you just have to get a bachelor's. The other parent was saying, no, you have to get a master's. But you still have to have like a business on the side, but you need a real job. That's what they would say. You need a real job, so to work in corporate, America. And then you have your side business in case anything happens, because California is an at-will state, that you would have something on the side. So that was how I was introduced to entrepreneurship. So I did just that. I went to college, I got a bachelor's, I got two masters, and I got a doctorate. So I've always been the person that was just a over achiever. But the reason why I had the mindset as an overachiever, because I had dyslexia. And I had to really study really hard. Things didn't just come natural to me. So it was that feeling of in the second grade, when I had this second grade teacher, that she asked the whole class, she said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And even then, I said to her, I want to be a child psychologist, because at that time, you're a child. So that's what you connect to. So I said, I want to be a child psychologist. And she said to me, well, you don't read that well. You don't write that well. You can't really do anything analytical because you're not that good in math. And this was something that was in front of a group of kids. So in that moment, um, that was the moment where I felt like my big spirit and personality started to shrink. And that was the moment where I started to be labeled as really shy and really quiet, because I felt very small and like I didn't have a voice. And her point to me was, well, maybe you should just, go to trade school, not even college. So it felt really good when this is like my fourth book now that I've published. And according to her, I couldn't write that well. I couldn't read that well. And then I got a MBA degree, which is very analytical, and you have to be objective and methodical and all of those things. And I realized that I was really just trying to show her that I was worthy and that I was of value. And so it really wasn't that I was even doing all of that for me. I was doing it for my parents, and I was also doing it to show that second grade teacher. So I have had a lot of different career paths that have been amazing. I've been an assistant dean, so academia and admissions, that environment. I have been an executive coach. for vice presidents or directors of major companies. But there was something that kept speaking to my core that I wasn't doing what I was purposed to do. And I heard that little girl in second grade say, I know I'm supposed to be a child psychologist. Now, I didn't think that I was supposed to be a child psychologist at this point in life when I had that epiphany, but I knew that I was supposed to help people in a deeper way in helping them emotionally heal, helping them connect deeper to intimacy, to ultimately live authentically. Because most of the executives that I coached, the common denominator was that their personal lives were all out of balance. And that's where I could see that I really shined and I really made a difference in their life. So that was when I thought, you know what? Nope, no part-time business on the side. I'm about to bet on me. I'm going to invest everything in what I feel that I was born to do. And that's how I became um, a relationship coach, personal and business. So I help singles and couples emotionally heal, connect deeper to intimacy, and live authentically. In regards to small businesses, I help them to be able to emotionally connect to their businesses, to be intimate with their businesses, to be intimate with their customers, and not to be afraid to be vulnerable. Because our greatest leaders, they show us their woundedness. They're not afraid to ask questions. And most of all, we have to take care of self first before we show up for anybody else. The success will come, but you gotta take care of self first.
Oh, that's so true. And this story resonates so much with me because I think so many people right now have this wound, this emotional wound of feeling that they're not good enough. And that can create so many self sabotaging patterns. And it's something that I try to overcome in my work with my clients as well.